In California, we have come to expect to see beautiful people. So why should we expect less from the plumbers there? At LRS, Leonard and his crew have been changing the way we view plumbers since they started, and they continue it to this day. I'm Craig Morgan, and this is American Plumber Stories. And I am not taking my shirt off.
Some days I'm working before the sun kisses the sky. I watch the world wake up from the seat of my truck. I'm out here earning my piece of the pie. A good honest buck, no it ain't love. I was taught to do the things I do so I don't depend on anyone. I work hard enough through the year so I play whenever I want. I have more than I deserve, including a wife who says I'm hot. Yeah, it's better than a good life that I got.
Yeah. I told my squad we gon' make it out. One way or the other. Yeah. I had some hoop dreams, but no jumping like I'm Adam. My pen is too clean, so I had to stick with rapping. My life is hella deep, dog, you couldn't even fathom. My goals are like Twitter.
I'm Leonard Redway of LRS Plumbing, and we're here in Los Angeles, California. Owning a business in LA, everyone does that. So it's not that special. Our story on how we got where we are, that's the real special part.
I started from the bottom, I ain't going back. Told all the dogs, we gon' make it out. I would never fall, you can't take me out. And I am hella lit, you want a couch.
Mom married a plumber. My mom's dad is a plumber, who's my grandfather, and my mom's grandfather was a plumber. So it just comes on both sides of my family.
The trade bonded my mom and dad together after 2 generations of plumbing prior to that, and then we are products of that. And now we've taken the trade and ran with it.
My very first memory of plumbing was riding with my dad, riding on the back of his truck.
I used to pick up Leonard from pre-K, and then Andrew was in kindergarten, I think, yeah, at Marvin Avenue School. And then they would jump on the back of the big rig.
I contribute most of my success to growing up in the Redway house, being exposed to things that we didn't know we were picking up on. It became evident later in life that, oh my God, if not for those things, if not for my dad being in the trades, if not for my mom being a business owner at an early age, we wouldn't have been exposed to that way of life. And I wouldn't be sitting here today. So I went from straight being a local 78 plumber, working on huge projects like the Staples Center and the LA City Hall remodel, to owning my own business. And I thought the transition would be smooth. It wasn't. It was also very difficult to get things moving. It was hard in those first few years of really trying to get out there on your own. In order to set yourself apart, you have to do something different.
We understood and knew that this is a profession, this is something that's to be uplifted and treated in a professional manner, so we need to appear that way. So that's where the concept of our uniform came into play. Fire department shows up when there's an emergency, and when the police department show up when there's an emergency, the gas company, any real entity that's of any importance shows up in a uniform manner. For plumbers, that was different.
The thing that set us apart, which ended up working great for us, was people telling us, oh, you guys are too young to be plumbers. You guys are plumbers? No, plumbers don't look like you. Even though these were all doors closing in our face, those little things that people would say to us ended up turning into something really big.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy.
They came up with this idea. They're all weightlifting,
So sitting around, I'm going, what is going to help us get to the next level? We just need to set ourselves apart.
Use the physical aspect, and that was Leonard's idea.
Nationwide, they have these firefighter calendars. And I go, well, everyone says we're too young. Everyone says we don't look like plumbers. Boom, there we go. How about we just put out a plumber's calendar?
But it was a marketing thing that I would have never thought of.
The other plumbers were like, absolutely not. We're not doing it.
I'm not gonna take my shirt off. That would be bad for business.
The weirdest thing, he did a shower thing.
Planned for Drew to be naked in the shower, turned back, kind of looking back at the camera.
That was the photo that was gonna take the cake, so to speak.
We set the shot up, we got there, and we were like, okay, Drew. And he was like, nah, I ain't doing that.
I'm not the hey, look at me guy. You know what I'm saying? But
sometimes you just got to get in and do it. And so that's how I ended up with that butt naked calendar shot that had everyone going crazy.
As parents, we were like, oh my God.
My dad was definitely a risk taker, but he wasn't going to take that risk.
But realistically, Leonard loved that. You can tell the picture speaks. Look at the picture, you can tell he was very comfortable and he wanted to do that one.
Really, the calendar is myself, my brother Andrew, my brother Owen, and Michael Cannon, who was the most popular plumber we've ever had work here at LRS. The other plumbers were like, absolutely not. We're not doing it. So we got the calendar, we got it printed, it's out, and how do we get it to everybody?
We had these festivals here, and they would have a booth.
The only thing that I knew in our city was the Los Angeles Black Business Expo and Trade Show. And we just set it up in 2006.
And the ladies would be lined up, get their calendar signed.
To see the response of everyone, but especially women, going, this is, oh my God, are you guys crazy? Like, you're gonna, I don't know if my husband's gonna let me take this home, but I want this.
And so I said, okay, this is marketing that I never thought of that.
It was bananas.
But more importantly, it just got our name out there. You know, people looked along those lines at this steamy calendar, beefcake calendar.
I thought it was nice, it was cute, it was an attractive one. I just didn't think it was going to do what it did.
So it's definitely a risk to do something like this and put out a calendar. It could be great, or it could really sink a business that we were trying to get off the ground.
It changed the company a lot.
That Monday we get back to the office, the phone was ringing off the hooks. We could not get to all the calls that were coming in.
There's a slew of women calling. Is this the plumbers that have the calendar? Or?
A large portion of those calls weren't business-oriented.
Can I have this particular person come? And I'm like, do you have a plumbing issue? Like, what do you need?
We have all these women calling us on a daily basis.
Are you guys strippers? That's usually what they would think, you know, because we are in uniform. All collectively, we're all, you know, we look like we're showing up to a birthday party, and, you know, women gonna get excited.
The women lost their mind.
And a lot of people that didn't even believe we were plumbers, actually. They were like, oh, is this some kind of joke? We need people to know who we are. It did that, but then we had the wrong kind of attention, actually.
What are you really here to do? You know, I mean, if we had $1 for every time we heard those innuendos.
They ain't coming to my wife's house. You know, those are the kind of comments we would get.
We have men saying, you can't come to my house, you can't work here, no, absolutely not, or I've got to be there.
The women loved it and the men hated it.
But the volume of official calls that came through, they understood the marketing strategy.
They increased their clientele quite a bit, so.
Pre-social media, for sure. This is all kind of word of mouth.
There was no social media then, so that was a viral moment.
We are signing autographs. We are on radio, events, you know, like we were kind of in that celebrity lane.
A&E to Oprah Winfrey at the OWN Network to Steve Harvey, to BET. Like every network wanted the Plumbers to come do a show.
I was gone from LA for a while. Now, when I came back, I needed the job. So who do you think hired me? LRS Plumbing.
One of the greatest moments of my life was when my dad moved back to California from Arizona, and he needed work.
That was quite a milestone for me, working for my own kids, you know. Now, talking about make proud.
One day, the whole crew, we were doing a huge sewer project, and I just said, let's stop and take a picture. That's one of the best moments of my plumbing career, is having that whole crew and my dad there. And I look at that picture all the time and just go, wow, you know, we did okay.
When he wanted to teach the guys, he brings his dad back in. He's a wealth of knowledge in the plumbing business. Dad taught them how to work. He gave them their work ethic because they watched him.
The kids were raised as community active. We were a spiritual-minded family, and we engaged in activities to help people. The next thing I know, he's doing a foundation, he's doing this. And
the LR Foundation came about in 2017. The objective of the foundation is to expose the next generation or younger people to what all their opportunities are that lead to career success. During the season of giving, we look for stories of people in our community, a lot of times customers who have supported LRS Plumbing, and we find out what they need in their home. We've had a lady who needed a washer and dryer. We had a lady who didn't have hot water. We use the technicians and employees here and other tradesmen to go in and do all this at no cost to these people. So feeding the first responders came about because during the pandemic, everything was shut down and closed. And then we found out, oh, it's not just them, it's people like grocery store workers, because everyone needed food. We teamed up with my brother, Chef E Double, and his food truck, and we provided meals, sometimes between 300 and 400 meals a day to those first responders. And again, it was the people here at LRS Plumbing and all the other volunteers that went out and served these people who had important roles.
changing the way you view plumbers.
So the slogan of changing the way you view plumbers was way before the calendar. It really has nothing to do with the look.
You see the guy coming in with a plunger hanging over his shoulder in a little red box and his pants hanging off his ankles.
I thought we had a good reputation, you know, at least in my world. But, you know, he had a point there. The plumber's always dirty.
The trade is not downtrodden. It's an uplifted trade, and it's something that everybody can't do, just like everybody can't be a doctor.
The slogan, changing the way you view plumbers through our training, professionalism, and excellent customer service is what it was all about. Once we added the calendar, we would always say, not to mention the look.
Changing the way you view plumbers. Definitely like to do that. From the haircut to the boots to our aesthetics, our clean uniforms, our trucks, everything.
I've been down and I done seen it all. Was in the gym working my shot, now they pass me the ball. They never answer when I call, now I'm the one they call. I done been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. I've been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. Was in the gym working my shot, now they pass me the ball. They never answer when I call, now I'm the one they call. I done been up and I've been down and I done seen it all.
If I was to be in the calendar, obviously I'd be Mr. December. You know, my birthday is December 6th, and me being a hard worker, it's like a jackhammer, you know. I'm in there hammering things, getting things done. In all honesty, I do a shower scene too. I'm not even gonna lie about it, so. Customers usually ask a lot, when is the next calendar coming out? And my answer is usually, just keep your eyes open because I'll be the star in the next one.
So Maserati is a very nice person, very sweet guy. He actually came to us. We were looking for another plumber, but he called us and said he wanted to work for our company. I interviewed Maserati and thought that he would be great.
And he didn't have the look of a normal plumber that we would hire. His hair was all over the place, so.
Because Maserati used to wear his hair in braids.
But one day he felt like customers were counting that against him. And so he came to me and said that his hair was messing up his business and that he thought he needed to cut his hair and be more professional. A few days later, he walked into work, real clean cut.
And when he came in, I didn't even see him. I was like, who are you? You look so different. I told him he looked like he grew once he cut all of his hair off.
Maserati is climbing up the ladder.
If you want to grow and succeed, you need to help someone else so that you can move up. And so Maserati trains now, and he eventually wants to go into teaching and keep moving him forward. We're glad to have him here.
We are known throughout this city and farther, really, but we stay here. Throughout the city of Los Angeles, the plumbers are known.
It's been 10 years and we still have people asking for calendars. Do we still have a calendar? Are they going to do a calendar again? And you tell people no, and women want to know, well, why? And I want to tell them, well, they're older now. They could do another one. It would be just as popular. We probably couldn't make enough.
We did the calendar from 2007 until 2012, before I got fat.
You gotta be calendar ready to do a calendar. You gotta, hey, I'll tip my hat because there's a lot to have to go into doing a calendar again for sure. Jordan came back with the Wizards, but he should have just left it at the shot. I'll stand behind all my calendar work, I'll sign an autograph for somebody who thought it was special,
How it's lasted all these years, I don't know, but it just speaks to how different it was. Success for me looks like helping the next generation open up their eyes to what other opportunities are. I tell everyone who comes here, listen, this doesn't have to be your job for life, but if you learn this trade and you learn it the right way, you will live a good life.
The trade puts you in a position to do this, allowing ourselves to be a part of this empire, so to speak, if you want to call it, that he built.
Plumbing has provided everything that I have, and it's a true American plumber, me, Leonard, story.
From the window to the wall, we getting lit up in it, bouncing. We does it big up in it, bouncing. Stacks and hit up in it, bouncing. We getting lit up in it.